Question 6.4. Suppose a student is randomly selected from your school. Which of the following pairs of random variables are most likely independent? All right, so independent would mean that they're like unrelated to each other. Unrelated, or no correlation, or maybe let's not use the word correlate, no association, not associated. All right, so looking at part A, choice A, student height versus student weight, those are probably related. Taller students tend to weigh more, and shorter students tend to weigh less, right? Just because of how body mass works. So I don't think it's A. B, students' IQ and students' GPA. Well, those two things are kind of like a measure of intelligence or a measure of how hard a student works. So those are most likely going to be related to each other. Okay. C, a student's PSAT math score and their PSAT verbal score. Now, even though math and verbal are two different subjects, it's likely that if a student has studied for the PSAT, they probably studied both subjects. So if they do well in math, they probably did well in verbal. If they do poorly in one, they probably do poorly in the other. So those are most likely going to be somewhat related. All right, D, average amount of homework the student does per night and their GPA. Yes, those are obviously going to be related. Students who do more homework are going to tend to have higher GPAs, and students who do less homework will tend to have lower GPAs. So there's definitely going to be a relationship there. Okay. Choice E, average amount of homework the student does per night and their height. Right? Those two things seem completely unrelated. Right? A student's height shouldn't have any bearing on how much homework they do or vice versa. So of the 5 choices, that's clearly the one that is the most independent or the most unrelated.